Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Stormblood. In the last episode, we met with the Sultana to hear what she wanted to discuss with us, and what she wanted to discuss was her plans to provide assistance to the Alamigan refugees who wanted to return to their newly liberated country. And to do so, she wanted to use basically Alden government funds. And so, to kind of get, some advice about this plan, she wanted to meet with someone, and it ended up being a member of the syndicate who was it Godbert? Manderville? I can't remember his first name. But I did remember the name of the character that I was struggling to remember last episode, and yes, it did come about 10 minutes after I ended the recording. It was Hildebrand. So, yeah. So I met with him, and his advice was to not do what she wanted to do, but rather to try to provide aid to the refugees in such a way as to also reap a profit for Ulda itself. That way she wouldn't be basically accused of frivolously spending or irresponsibly spending public money that could be used to help out the actual citizens of Ulda. So we're trying to figure out how we can do that. How can we provide aid to these refugees and at the same time provide an economic benefit to the nation of Ulda? So she is seeking more advice, and we've recommended to talk to Hancock in Kugane, a member of the East Aldenard Trading Company, to see if he may be able to offer some advice. So that's where we are right now. We're in Kugane, and we're going to head on over to the trading company and have a chat with Hancock, and I believe that is over the Ruby Bazaar. So let's go ahead and talk to this guy to get access into the Ruby Bazaar offices. And let's see what Hancock has to say here. Alright, Ayame, to what do I owe the pleasure? Or are you here on business? Well, we're actually here on business. I beg your pardon? Her Grace the Sultana would have my opinion on how best to invest the wealth of Ulda. My dear Ayame, I have you to thank for this recognition, I am sure, and I am flattered that you came to me, truly flattered. But why settle for a lowly apprentice when you could have the master? Upon matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise her grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions are said to fill his garderobe with gold. Ew. Basically, he poos gold. Alright. I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you, say at the Scion's former headquarters in Thanalan. The Waking Sands would seem a suitably neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Very well, Ayame, and may your dealings prove fruitful. Alright, so I now need to go speak with Nanamo. And it's been a while since we've been to the Waking Sands. And our relationship with Lolorito has been mixed, to say the least. He did save the Sultana's life as a way of enhancing his own profit. I guess you take what you can get sometimes. Alright, there's Nanamo. Alright, welcome back, Ayame. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share? With Lolorito? And you agreed to this? I am well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I had hoped to keep the monetarists at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. Very well, I will meet with Lolorito. Let us go ahead to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming. Yes, sometimes you do need to sit down with someone you don't like to get things done and learn how to deal with each other. Alright. Well, that actually teleported us right there. How convenient. I was thinking I was going to have to run from Horizon again. Alright. So this is where the Scions first congregated. I have heard many tales, but never had the occasion to visit. To work then, the hour of the meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help. You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I am glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say I am most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Ul'dah and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Ul'dah. Ha! I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment.
Let's see. Alagana, Alagiri, the Saltery. I will say the Saltery. I kind of already know how this goes.
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gill.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders, just as Your Grace desired.
A deal is struck then.
So yeah, I believe that Alagana has a quarry, but that's going to be, I think, too difficult to utilize, and Alagiri doesn't really have any industry to speak of. So yeah, the Saltery, which has access to a ready natural resource that can be easily exploited, definitely makes the most sense. Alright. Let's go ahead and talk to Nanamo. I fear it'll be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations. But I shall not complain. We have piqued Lolorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you, Ayame. I could not have done it without you. Alright. Let's see, do we want to grab any foods? Is that just like one of them? I'll just take the silver pieces. Alright, let's see what Nanamo has to say moving forward. Right, our course is decided. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers begin work on implementing the particulars of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more time, Ayame, I'd ask that you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hext on your return to Alamigo. My thanks again. Together we have laid the groundwork for an endeavor which promises to benefit the peoples of Alamigo and Ulda both. Alright, so a mutually beneficial trade agreement. Alright. Let's head over to the Alamigan Quarter and talk to Lise. And let her know. And there she is. Yame, you're back? What did Nanamo... Oh, sorry. Are you allowed to talk about your audience with the Sultana? Sure. So Raubon says he's going to return to Ulda, but she isn't sure he wants to. Tell us something we don't know. but I'm pleased to hear she's committed to helping our refugees come home. And his plan to revitalize the Saltery does make a lot of sense. Quite how you convinced her to seek Lolorito's help is another question. After all that has happened, he's the very last person I would expect her to turn to for advice. But on a more practical note, Lise, assuming the interim government elects to accept Ulda's proposal, I have one caveat should like you to include in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have a fortune at our disposal, after all, and allowing Ulda to provide the entirety of the capital will afford Lolorito too much control. Honestly, Alphino, it's like Kugane never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point. You do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss his proposal with the Saltery's residents. Weiskar, how do you fancy explaining the Sultana's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what Watt thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything. Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming along, Ayame? I might need you to fill in the details. Alright, then I shall come as well. Should Watt wish to discuss figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful. Yep. Alphino learned the hard way not to let a member of the Uldan Syndicate get too much control of an endeavor through their investments. Alright. So we should be getting close. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of work involved in rebuilding the place. And getting it back up and running. Alright, Watt. Let's see what you have to say about the proposal. What manner of mischief brings you two young'uns to Old Watts this time? Or to Old Watt this time. They want to rebuild the Saltery, Granddad. Ayame, tell them about the deal. Well, bugger me. We've never had the coin or the hands to put the place back to how it was, but it sounds like that's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. It doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to cull the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Granddad. We'll take care of all that. Commander Hext has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the top lock if I asked. I'd appreciate that, Weiskar, my lad. Truly I would. So does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training, but mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience in hunting monsters, don't you, Ayame? I think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them. Alright, let's not waste any time. Then, I'll see you by the lock. Alright, whilst you are busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master Watt explain to me exactly what is required to restore the Saltery to its former glory. Good hunting. Alright then, let's go, kill some of the local wildlife. As we are wont to do. Alright, right then, Ayame. I got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at these pests. Once you've got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get on. Alright, search your surroundings for yabbies. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a yabby and inspect it. Okay, so this is this mechanic where we have to target a yabby. I guess that's one of them. Or that's not. Discover the yabby's weak point. The jaw, apparently. The yabby's entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Ah, looks like you found a yabby. They say hitting their shells like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Let's see. Just hit it as hard as you can. Aim for the soft underside of the head. Vulnerable under the head. Are they? Right then, wish me luck. Alright. Success. Alright, thanks, Yami. I did just as you told me, and the wavekin went down like a sack of potatoes. Oh, sack of popotos. Let's find something else. Yes, it's not potatoes, it's popotos. Alright. So let's head over here and see what else we can find. Right. I think I can handle the yabbies now, so we should try something different. What else is out there? Search your surroundings for phobads. May move the camera as well as... yeah. Okay, so phobad. Which of these weird salt creatures? Which, the eyes. Go for the eyes! Alright, the phobad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core should render the salt golem inanimate. It sends power pulsating from behind its brow. A phobad. How do I defeat one of those? Just hit it really, really hard. As hard as you can. Pretty much. Destroy the core within its brow. Inside its head, is it? I'll try to stab it right between the eyes then. Alright. There we go. It's not easy. Fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo, watching your every move, but I got the job done. Thanks for the advice, Yami. I feel a lot better prepared for my patrols now. Any road, we should head back to the Salty before Granddad starts to worry I've been snipped into pieces and fed to a Yabby's hatchlings. Alright then, back to the Saltery. Alright, I see you returned in one piece. Dealt with those beasties, did you? I fought them myself, after a bit of instruction from a Yame here. Once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad. A fine young man you become, Wisegar. A fine young man indeed. Too often of late, I hear tales of folk over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge, their heads stuck firmly in the past. We need to set our sights on the future, on things which will improve our lot, things like getting the Saltery ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. Alright. Let's see, what's this? A weapon coffer. Interesting. Alphino seems satisfied that he and Watt are of one mind. It seems Wisegar has the Saltery security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. With a little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. A message from General Alden. Okay. Apologies for the interruption, miss, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. I do not feel obliged to wait around on my account. I remain here to hammer out the finer details with Watt and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Ulda. You should go. General Alden asks that you wait for him by the main gate in the Alamigan Quarter. My apologies again, miss. Very well. Alright then. I think this might be a good place to go ahead and stop for now. A little early, but I think we're leading into another... kind of got through that little mini story arc, and I think we're heading into another one. So I think this is a good place to go ahead and stop for now. So what we'll do is next episode we will come back and we'll see what Raoban has to say to us, or what he wants to talk to us about, and then see where that leads. So for now, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.